just bait out the Zama Force and they'll be free to go ham.
They can go anywhere they want. Like,
because the only real threat here on the side of Signal Ultra is as soon as the Zama Force gets laid down, that area is a no-no sword.
you don't fight under it.
Yeah.
You don't fight, and that's how you dodge a Zaman Force, right? So, Aura PH, they got players, they got dashes for days on the Benedetta, on the Selena, obviously Ejector on the Jawhead.
Did I hear a Kagura?
They hear a Kagura?
Your team.
Yeah, I thought I heard the Kagura, but no.
Lapu-Lapu in a
Lapu-Lapu in a
Harley.
Harley. So, there's no lack of mobility at all for Aura PH. Signal Ultra needs one good pick to lock this in. At least make up for it. Someone who can like keep control of these annoyingly mobile heroes, man. What's it gonna be?
I'd say Minstar, but that's way out of the books right now.
Way out the books, man. Not gonna be on the same book for Signal Ultra. And you can tell they're having a hard time with this one. Their Cho is gonna be mid because the Harif is gonna probably go up on the side on the gold lane.
And Kagura.
Oh no! Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
There you
that's fairly decent with the Yin Yang overturn. Can really control a lot of people. Can really burst out a Harley here. It's a classic Kagura Harley matchup for themselves.
Here's the big problem. Aura PH has a lineup that wants to assassinate people, that wants to go in and out. They don't want that big 5-man team fight. They're gonna avoid that at all costs. And usually, the Kagura is great for lineups that want to collapse onto each other, who want to go up, create a death ball of 5 people and go. It's great to have that. You have that Yin Yang overturn ready. But against 1v2s, 1v1s, 2v2s, it doesn't really bode well.
Yeah.
So that's my worry with this lineup.
And if anything, the grabs that the catches that Signal Ultra has is all right.
Slippery, man.
It's slippery.
It's great for 1 to 2, but again, this is all going to be up to whether or not Signal Ultra can actually capitalize off of these catches. Again, very few catches they have on the Cho and on the Kagura.
I'd say the knockout punch on Ray as well on that.
Oh yeah, and the Paquito, obviously.
But that's basically it. If anything, Aura PH has the better catches, better guaranteed catches.
Yeah, Deadly Blade, Deadly Magic, then you also have the Abyssal Arrows, the Abyssal Traps,
The ejections.
It's very easy to get those isolation plays, like what JP just tried to do.
And we are seeing the top, middle, and bottom lane here. Top view from all 3 lanes to just see how rotations are. Mid lane, very aggressive mid lane here from Signal Ultra and Aura, trying to get the tempo from this game.
Right, so early game, again, you don't have that assassination potential yet. You gotta wait for those level 4s. That's probably where we'll see whether or not Aura PH drafted the assassination lineup that they do want to get.
And this may be an assassination onto Greed, as Greed is forced to escape, dash away from Imba DJ and Kekadot.
It's very unusual to see this, but at least what Signal Ultra is doing right now is they're not going for the fight. They're just playing it out, they're trying to prolong the game, which is exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, they understand that they have power spikes to meet in order to be effective against Aura, and that is the smartest call that they can have here, at least in the early game. Just get to the farm, just try to get away from fights, and if they are going to go for fights, at least go for a pick-off. that's basically it.
Yeah.
For Aura, look, they're this is JP and Kilowatt roaming together at the same time.
Right?
Not something you want to know. Beautiful ejection by JP.
missing on the ejector.
And then Kekadot almost missing out all of his HP. He's low, forces back off.
Oh, look at this,
the
Kilowatt.
final blow in the backlines here onto Kilowatt, not able to find Kekadot, and that is costly, giving the first blood onto Aquaboy.
That might have been a little bit excessive. That was unnecessary of a dive there. And because of that, that should be a relatively easy turtle, unless JP is trying to plan something here, but Kilowatt kind of bit off way more than he could.
Yeah, it's discipline from Kilowatt. That was uncharacteristic on himself on that part. Should not have happened in the first place.
And Greed's going to have to back off a little bit because of, Again, the lack of presence on the map as well as Aura.
And Kekendot will find two members from Lord Hades and JP here onto that bush and be forced back off. And in terms of objectives, Signal Ultra is slowly getting a grip of the map. They get control over the bottom lane because of that cut. From, as I say that, the Wave the Dragon actually connects. Beautiful setup there from Signal.
That was beautiful, actually. Again, Signal picking up those very essential one-offs that we said they really needed. And definitely listening to reason, Signal Ultra keeping steady on the map.
As we head on to a quick pause here in the game as... Yeah, that was a completely different Signal Ultra start. It was...
That looked better, way better.
That looked way better. Despite us talking about the draft not really working for Signal Ultra, they're making it work themselves.
Yeah, and I want to credit this obviously all to Signal, but again, you kind of have to look at the very questionable dives there being committed by some Aura PH members. So I have to really analyze like what's happening. What was the decision making behind that? Like Kiluash around the mid lane, Electro Final Blow already used to zone, then he went in for the dash anyway.
Yeah.
Went and tried to go for the kill of a guy who was surrounded by free Signal Ultra members. That was very questionable for me, so I want to see what's up with that.
I mean, you can't blame him. He got his eyes locked towards Kekendot, and that's something that you can't blame. A lot of people will still do that. If you're a Benedetta, you have the Electro Final Blow, you got a lot of escape mechanisms, but those were 4 members, and you were only hunting 1 low member, and the rest of your team wasn't there. Yeah, it's a very questionable play there from Aura. If anything, that can be a learning lesson going into the mid game. They know they can't be as aggressive as they want to. Yeah, because Signal Ultra is just obliging them with the same aggression that they received during game number 1.
Yeah, they're gonna suffer a lot of consequences if this Paquito and this Cho gets their way. So, okay, big dive there for JP.
Yeah, Rhea already down to half HP. Kilowash in the back lines will be soloing out Rhea here, but manages to survive. Kekendot will fall down without a doubt.
Okay, so what is up with the confidence of our players today? It's way over the top.
It's Signal Ultra. Just we got this draft. We got the first blood. We're gonna go ham. That wasn't the case. They were a little bit more like stakes there with that team fight as they get another kill onto Imba DJ.
I love the patience there by JP, waiting for Kagura to go for the semi umbrella open before he used the ejector. So smart and definitely worth a shot.
And Kekendot is face-checking the bushes here. The lead the Signal Ultra has is non-existent at this point.
It's becoming sided towards Aura this time, and this is scary. They had the lead, they kind of blew it. Now, Aura has the zone.
Nice arrow onto Imba DJ, nice injection onto Aqua Boy, but Signal Ultra will be able to steal out the turtle themselves and trade out JP in the process.
Cutie's all alone.
All alone, but still managed to survive. Rhea will try to look for a knockout punch here. It's a bit too late, but hey, Signal Ultra will take that. A turtle and a kill onto JP.
This game feels weird, doesn't it? It feels like the rhythm is a little off for both of our teams. The leading team is playing like they're not leading, and vice versa. It's weird.
Yeah, and that's the first turret going down. Beautiful wave. The dragon onto JP. They might get another kill onto Green here as Kekendot is low on HP.
Yeah, they timed the tower def perfectly there. Signal Ultra knew that they could kick JP back and will not be punished, and it worked out very well for them there.
And it's just like that, the lead is now back to Signal Ultra. This is a tug of war on who gets the control of the map. And okay, they're gonna try to go for Kilowash here. Rhea gets stunned, two-man stun there, and they get taken out by Kilowash. They get the trade from Aqua Boy though. They're still pushing the aggression. Signal Ultra gets another kill onto Green, looking for Lord Hades. Beautiful Jeet Kundo and Wave the Dragon to secure another kill onto Lord Hades.
Oh boy, Signal Ultra definitely showing off here in this one. Kekendot, they're taking a lot of risky plays, but the chances of them getting the positive are definitely higher this time around.
As we say that, that's another solo kill onto DJ.
Seriously, that is out of nowhere here.
This tempo is
It's weird. I tell you, man, the teams are playing a little weird today. Feel it in the air.
I mean, these are two conductors conducting one orchestra, and they're like, no, I control the symphony that we have. No, I control the symphony.
No.
That's exactly what's happening. They're controlling Kekedot.
Oh, Aura. Great timing on taking off. Kekedot will be able to at least get some position on the turtle. They get that trap.
Oh, Greed will fall down. The ejection also Aqua Boy, but not really in position there. JP is next in
and Lord
line.
Hades is waiting.
Yeah, they're waiting, but they're waiting in vain now because
Way too
Janus
long.
is forced to go for the Zaman Force to dish out a lot of damage onto Benny Cutie.
It is a weird thing, man.
A very weird thing.
Man, what was that? Benecuti waited on the bush for like the whole fight, and nothing happened.
I think there was a call to like, hey, bring them towards us, please. We're ready to fight. Just make sure you bring them towards us.
Even if Signal gets this, man, Aura just definitely, I don't know, so many missed calls here.
So many missed calls. Good arrows though from Greed. You can't really expect less from him. As the bottom lane is being sieged up, it's a 5v4. Make it a 5v5 because Rhea is joining in on the fray. A huge disengage here from Signal Ultra. No aggression from them this time around.
Yeah, and from all of that, obviously 4,000 plus gold lead in terms of the economy for Signal. That is huge at this point.
Yeah, and look at this. They're just applying a lot of pressure on the bottom lane, just making sure that they don't, that Aura doesn't push out any further than their base.
And keeping Aura corralled around this area actually helps them in terms of their jungler. At least this time around, Aqua Boy is definitely having a lot more freedom compared to Game 1. And it's very well played here by Signal so far in terms of map control.
In Signal, they have control over the turtle themselves, so it's another 30 seconds before the turtle spawns, and Aura just wants to convert another victory because they know for a fact that they can't contest the turtle. They'll try to look for a victory here on the bottom lane, but as I say that, they're already going using for the flame shot to get the scout on. Signal Aqua Boy is down. Electro final blow into the back lines to try to take down Kilowatt there. It is a 1-for-1 trade, and Benny Cutie in the back lines will go for the Chieftain's Rage. Will not be able to take Janus in that process, but still a 1-for-1 trade. This is Aura losing this engagement. They have to fall back.
You gotta call this guy out. What's this guy doing? He's waiting on the bushes while the team's fighting. Like, you're not a core. Come on, man. What is this? This is becoming so weird. And I want to see more of Signal just capitalizing on this. If a team's playing badly on the other side, go ahead and take over.
And as we wait for the game to go back to its usual process, what's changed there for Signal Ultra?
I hope that was I hope to see more of this from Signal, because this aggression definitely is working to their favor more often than not. Even though we do see still a lot of very awkward decision making coming in from Signal. It's like, at least right now, it's 60-40 or 70-30 working towards for Signal. But at the same time, what's happening to Aura here?
Yeah. If anything, we know for a fact that Aura has very good catches in this entire game. And the catches that they're doing is that, yeah, they wait in bushes, wait for them to dive in. But most of the time, the guys that are waiting in the bushes are the guys that have to make the play. We've seen Ben Cutie time and time and again just stay in the bush. He's not doing any major plays. If anything, he should be the first one to dive in with a Chieftain's Rage in order to get a bunch of the damage out. Speaking of bunch of the damage out, Kekedot is already low on HP, forced to flicker out JP and the rest of Aura. They're looking to get a kill themselves, and they managed to take down Janus in the process.
Yep, they played her out under the Lord, and they're doing some pretty good damage.
And Kekedot low on HP, still going back into the fray, almost getting taken out himself.
Yeah, I think they only wanted to make sure that Signal Ultra here players were a little bit low, so that they won't be able to go for the Lord. At least that's a good play to do it. That's a good way to at least gain some map control on your side, even though you're not killing the enemy team.
And level 1 Lord is not a problem for now. If Signal will be able to secure the Signal Ultra manages to secure the Lord, it will be pushing on the top side, and that just allows themselves to push towards the bottom lane. Speaking of which, they are starting out the Lord take here for themselves.
Yep, Signal Ultra's lead really got diminished here, only at 1,000, but they do still have control of the map. Imba DJ has that mid vision.
Still waiting this rush. Watch out, Great and Great is bursted out. There's no way that Signal Ultra will be able to secure this unless Kilowatt goes ham and they manage to take down Signal Ultra. It is a 1-for-1 trade, but Benny Cutie's low on HP. Beautiful ejection by JB to keep his teammate alive, and this Lord will still stand tall.
And because of that, mid lane will go down, evening almost up the gold. Only 1,000 gold separating these guys. And I have to say, this time around, it's a little bit more even. Both teams are a little bit indecisive on whether or not they want to take the fight. It's working out very well.
Yeah, I mean, indecisiveness ultimately leads to defeat. And at the end of the day, whoever makes a decision to go and fight has to make sure that they win the fight. And JP goes for the unstoppable force on Kekadot. If they get Kekadot, that's a big opening. And Kekadot is dead. But look at the burst damage from Signal Ultra. They get 4 members down on the side of Aura. It's just Kilowatt left alive. And this Lord is way open for the taking for themselves.
Yeah, at what price was that one? Was Kekadot really worth 4 people? I don't think so. I really don't think so.
And Kilowatt left alive, knockout punch by Raya to stun him out, as this instant replay will come out, and we'll just see what happens there in that fight. But man.
Lord goes over the signal, and here in this replay, you'll definitely see that. Aura was in an optimal position to go for fights. They knew what they wanted to do. They wanted to make a pick-off, but they chose Kekadot. Look at this guy. Gonna be thrown straight off to the back. He knocks everyone up after that one. And the ensuing disaster was just because of that one Jeet Kune Do proc. And that was Kekadot playing very well.
And that internal play is brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with Oppo A94. Get yours now for only 13,999. And Aura really likes to hide in bushes.
They do. Not necessarily always working out in their favor, though.
Yeah, and this is the Lord marching on over towards the mid lane. In Signal Ultra, they have the sieging capability to secure and force a game number 3 themselves unless Aura decides to make things work for themselves. Kilowatt low on HP, forced to eye for an eye out of there. That's already not looking good for Aura. The tables have turned. The turns have tabled for themselves as Lord Hades secures a kill onto Janus in the back lines.
Blue team hero has been slain.
Again, answered very hastily there for Aura at least, but the push is still happening. Still got a lot of big minions to deal with.
They will do what they can to defend this as Kilowatt does get a catch onto Raya. The damage, it's not looking good for Aura though.
Yeah, they don't really have that big AoE. Most of their damage is single target, which is one of the if they lose, that's going to be one of their biggest factors. Like the single target damage output, they weren't able to capitalize on the win condition that they had to make assassinations early on in the game, and now they're forced into 5v5 death ball team fight. And like I said earlier, Signal is going to be the one with the edge when it comes to 5v5s because of the Kagura, because of the
Kagura, speaking of, just gets a 0 to 100 burst onto Greed.
And again, that's just going to happen over and over again here, Nomad, for sure. Look at this. A mid lane push here by Signal, feeling really good about this one. Could be a big win for Signal Ultra. They get it.
And look at this, Kilowatt once again in the back lines, just diving in with the Electro Final Blow. He's going to get punished for that heavily, and Lord Hades low on HP as well. The defense is not real for Aura. PH and Signal Ultra are just closer and closer to securing a Game 3 for themselves.
Yep, Aura right now is on single player mode. I think most of them are. You called it right. You want to go again.
And here you go, JP. Low on HP, not really anything much that they can do here as beautiful counter engage onto Greed there. Benny Cutie though, able to take down Imba DJ. Everybody is low on the side of Signal Ultra, and Aura just pushing this advantage themselves, and Raya might fall down from the damage output. No, not really. Not enough damage output there on that Harley just yet. And JP might look for Kekadot. We'll have the smart missiles out. The Silent Force will be laid down on the floor. Goes for the unstoppable force, but the burst down is real from Signal Ultra. They can't manage it. They're still trying to fight back. Benny Cutie in the back lines will try to take it on. It's Kilowatch secures.
Oh my god!
Might actually get a third onto Rhea, and they turn the game just like that.
That's a triple. It could be a wipeout.
It is
a maniac.
My goodness! Just as we saw Aura fighting for their lives, Kilowatch and the rest of this team just decides to just turn things around.
Kilowatch has had enough. I have had enough of this madness. And we will see that once more here on the replay.
This instant replay is brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with Oppo A94. Get yours now for only 13,999 pesos.
It really looked like JP was going to go down. I knew it was going to, and that was going to be a failed one. But right after that, you know what? Aura said, we're going to go, and this is all in, boys. Look at Kilowatch. Going for low HP members of Aura each and every time he casts a skill, he gets a target. And Kilowatch, after that triple, had an easy maniac given to him there. What you want to do when you're behind, you want to be able to do the wipe. And Aura, they're still not out of the woods just yet, but they're taking a step in the right direction.
I mean, if anything, Aura is very much familiar with this situation. Season 4 and Season 5. There were multiple times when they were already in the back foot, but as I say that, this is going to be a big fight that may decide the game as Signal Ultra tries to go for the kill on to Greed, but they managed to fall down. Aquaboy, the primary damage dealer, is already out of the count. Benecutie is in the back lines looking for an opening here onto Gekidot, and he manages to secure him himself. And Aura PH are just pushing the tempo here onto Janus, gets suppressed with the Winter Truncheon, but he will fall down after that ejection. Lord Heat will take him out. It's just Rhea alive here in this fight. Will actually need to escape. Lord is now in the priority of Aura PH.
That's 3 down, 40 seconds on to Janus, 30 on Gekidot. And that is going to be a big objective for sure. It's going to be difficult just for Imba DJ and Rhea to defend. Can they even contest?
If anything, they can. They should contest this, because if this Lord falls down to the hands of Aura, that's easy 2 towers going down on them. And everything would be equal. Speaking of equal, the gold is quite equal now for themselves.
What looked like it was going to be the easy walk in the park in the mid for Signal just turned around 180. I'm just out of words here for this one.
Man, everybody thought that Aura is already out this game, but after that fight in the top lane jungle, it's just turned everything around, man.
It really did. And we'll have to wait and see whether or not Signal Aura can kind of come back up from this one, because now we got Lord on bot side. Kilowatch doing the split on top.
The hardest working man in esports will be pushing the top lane. Mid lane will be sieged up by the rest of Aura. And they will not be walking with the Lord here. Instead, they will just, well, now they are. They will be walking with the Lord here just to apply a lot more pressure on this bottom lane. Greed goes for the Abyssal Arrow, not actually finding it smart. Rhea will be rejoining the team after trying to defend the top lane. Mid lane turret, it will go down. Lord, oh no, Kilowatch diving in, and the back lands with the Electro Final Blow.
Oh.
Manages to escape, but it's going to escape. Top lane turret will go down. Rhea just doing what he can to try to defend this.
That was a trap. That was a huge trap. They couldn't take out the Ferd, but man, the economic damage has been done here for Signal Ultra Aura PH. They saw an opening, a very small opening, and they took advantage of it completely.
They're breaking down the walls that Signal Ultra put up in the early game. Look at this. 2 inhibitor turrets down. Mid lane and the bottom lane will be equal in terms of minion pushes, but the bottom lane will have its advantage, and they just need to capitalize on that. If anything, this may be a waiting game for the next Lord for both of these teams.
Yep, absolutely. Next Lord is going to be so crucial, and Signal Ultra will have a little bit of breathing time, as long as no one gets accidentally taken out here. I think if they get taken out here, it should be an accident. Because you don't want to fight, if possible, if you're Signal.
Even more so if you're Aura, after that equalizing pushes onto the mid and the bottom lane, you don't want to just waste everything. Waste the efforts of JP and Kilowatch here.
Yep. Right now, top lane should be an easy breeze. One gentle wind is gonna take down that tower. And the other lanes are pushing, which means Signal Ultra's attention will be divided.
And you really don't want to have
Ooh, look at that swing. Oh my god.
Immediate gold swing.
Huge.
And I mean, to be fair, we've already reached a point where the gold doesn't even matter now. Everybody should have all their items locked in. It's a matter of, it's a waiting game now. Who breaks first?
Yeah. Because this Lord is up in 70 seconds. That could signal the end of this fight for either one of these teams. If Aura slips up once, they could be in for a treat. That could be the big one-time push in mid for Signal 2. So Aura, they must not get complacent here. And Signal Ultra, they need to keep their eyes open for those small windows that Aura could provide, considering what we've seen earlier as well.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, they could use the fact that Kilowatt is always not going to be with Aura PH in most of the fights because they want to go for the lurking side split push victories that they want.
We'll see that here for sure. He's trying to see if he can just keep flowing the top lane minions into place. But once more, Rhea, he's got some pretty good clear. He's got some pretty good mobility. He can clear on top. He can clear on bot. He can still join team fight on mid just because of the nature of the Paquito. So, again, we still got a lot of bullets in the barrel here for Signal Ultra. They just need to know when to shoot.
And this is the dangerous part. Lord will be spawning in 2 seconds. Signal Ultra has to get the Lord, but at the same time, they need to make sure that they have Kilowatt in check. It's not the best of situations here. It's a huge gamble for Signal Ultra if they do decide to go for the Lord.
Yep, and the Lord should be in a very good position here for Aura. As long as Kekedot doesn't do something crazy, this should be quite a fair fight, actually.
Oh, Kekedot spots out JP, the ejection onto Kekedot. That's
Side
info.
lanes.
Yeah.
Side lanes getting pushed as well. And mid.
Kilowatt.
Oh! What's happening here?
Ooh, that's forcing all the members from Signal Ultra to just back off.
Man, I can imagine the mic of Signal Ultra there. Oh, base!
Back, go back. They slowly turn into chickens.
Yeah, and all the plans that they laid out, they just evaporated.
It's going to be crucial for them to secure this, and Aura PH will secure the Lord, and they will take down Kekedot in the process. Should take down Kekedot in the process. There goes the ejection, but Imba DJ takes down Lord Hades in the process there. And Kilowatt joining in on the fray. It's a 4v5 in favor for Signal Ultra.
And we got the Lord walking up soon as well, so they just need to wait for that. That's going on in the mid.
Crucial team fights.
It's huge, man. And top lane is definitely, you can already tell Kiluash's brain. He's looking at that top side. He wants to make the push happen. And this could be it. Bottom lane is an optimal flow as well for Aura. Signal Ultra, they need to hold on.
They're holding on to paper, to thread. That's really thin. They need to make sure that they deal with the Lord first, because the Lord will divert its attention towards the top lane anytime soon. Kilowatt will just be able to take care of that turret themselves. And Ray and the rest of Signal Ultra are just doing what they can to eliminate all the minions, try to eliminate the Lord, and Aura will just wait for an opening. They don't want to force the fight because they know that they will lose.
It's a 4v5.
Yeah, it's a 4v5.
They can't. Lord Hades, the death timers are just so long. Anyone dies, they're going to be in. They can just put the phone down. You're done for the day.
Yeah, even more so if you're Signal Ultra. If you die, that's already the game for themselves.
Yeah, so this is going to be crucial. Every bush check is going to be so crucial in this one.
That is the advantage of having a Salinity on your team. You'll be able to just put the traps in.
Or even Stevens on the kill, but obviously the gold tells a different story. The map tells a different story. And again, it's how do you defend this if you're Signal?
Patience game is what's important here. And if anything, Kekedot just scouting the bushes, that's not something you want. And Aura has their eye onto Kekedot. Chieftain's Rage onto him. But not enough follow-throughs here on the side of Aura PH. They weren't in position as they go for the Asabo force onto Kekedot.
Yeah, while all that's happening, obviously Kiluash doing some work on the other side of the map as well. Forced to go on mid. And again, they're just trying to corral everyone into the base here at this point. Aura just wants control of the buff. And if they keep doing this, they will always be at an advantage.
And if anything, if Signal finds JP and if they find Kilowatt in the process, they can just turn the tables once again. That's what Kekedot is trying to do as we head on to a quick pause. once again, just to get a little bit of a breather here for these guys.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a seesaw here.
Yeah, and if anything, it's the seesaw that Aura has in their favor because all their weight is already on towards the base of Signal Ultra. Now, what's the give and take here? What can Signal do to swing the game to their favor?
Because obviously Kekedot's he's a big threat to Aura right now. I think if Kekedot can make a big pick, and the most vulnerable member of Aura is definitely that Harley. So they can take out that Harley again, force another 4v5 around an area where the Lord is available. That's a different story.
Yeah, a story that that everybody in the studio may just stand up and shout because this is as tense as it can be for Signal Ultra because week 1, Signal Ultra wasn't this close in securing a victory themselves. And I'd say that this is the closest game that Signal Ultra has ever had throughout their entire season so far.
Probably. This is one of the closest. And from that very early 11 minutes, now we're up at 20 plus. So the death timers are going to be massive in this one. And that's why one kill, it can either maybe be the Harley or maybe greed on the Selena. If that happens, a lot of map control is going to disappear for Aura. So a lot of vulnerabilities in terms of the late game here for Aura.
Yeah, I kind of understand what the Pokemon and Koopa ban is up for Aura PH, just to allow themselves to be in bushes all the time. We've seen it time and time again. They failed time and time again in just stacking up in the bushes, but hey, Aura PH still managed to turn the tables.
Yeah, and we still are seeing a bit of an even fight here. So, I don't know, though, man. What do you think? What do you think? Do you go, or do you try to wait for the Lord here?
If it were me, I'd go all in.
I think they're going for it. That's what I said, but that's the wrong target. That's so tanky, you wasted Wave the Dragon.
Yeah, that is a very big wasteful Wave the Dragon. That is an opening for Aura. They don't have any, Signal Ultra doesn't have any reliable catches anymore onto the Harley or onto the Benedetta for that matter.
25 minutes, man. Going 26.
Malefic Roar onto Kilowatt as well.
You really know this guy means business when he starts picking that item up, so... Yep, waiting for the bushes, waiting for the picks, want to make the push happen.
And they're... Signal Ultra, they're just waiting and looking for an opportunity as well to just catch at least anybody.
Anybody's a fine target here, so... I want to see it. I want to see the big go. I want to see a G. Let's do it! Let's do it!
Kilowatt, though, just sitting uncomfortably close towards Signal Ultra. And that is a fight in the top lane jungle. Aura PH looking to get Kekedot in the process. They might just be able to do so as the Chieftain's Rage will be able to get him out. Kekedot low on HP, forced to sit out this fight. It's a 3v4 over the top lane for that matter.
Again, Kilowatt is not really joining the fights. He's just doing the pushes while this is happening. Look at bot side already being controlled here by the Benedetta. Want to go for that Lord now? Now is the time. The flow of the minions are good for Aura. They could go for it if they want to.
And this is a trade-off, right? If Signal Ultra decides to go for the Lord, Kilowatt can just end it.
Yeah, I want to see that. I want to see one big fight around it so that we can at least have a toss coin, right? On who gets this game. Because right now, the flow is just disruptive. Signal can't go for Lord because of that bottom side.
Yeah. And Kilowatt is doing a good job just shoving the lane as much as possible and not allowing Rhea to even push with the team. And with that being said, Rhea is crucial as well in the composition of Aura PH because they need that a little bit more burst damage. They need a little bit more bruise in the team fights.
That reset is big for Signal. It prolongs their life. It buys them some time to push those big waves on top and bottom. And it can also kind of open up the map here for Kekedot to check out those bushes, make sure no one's there, enabling them for a possibility of a Lord fight contest.
A possibility that's looking bleak for Signal. Because, let's be honest, it's not looking good. They can't push out further than their buffs. If they do, Aura PH will just open things up with a kill and allow Kilowatt to just push out the lanes. I mean, look at this. Signal Ultra is staying relatively somewhere in the middle.
They're just playing around here. This is a bait.
Look at
Aura's just resetting.
yeah, look at where Benny Cutie is. He's just hiding in the bush.
Yeah.
He's just waiting for Signal Ultra to start with the Lord.
The thing is, Kekedot knows what's happening. Oh,
Oh no, Imba DJ, you don't want to get caught out. And Kekedot is pushing forward. That is questionable.
want to go for the kick. Not going to be making it happen this time around. And once more, Kiluash is in the base.
He's just doing a good job. Hey, Rhea, I see you there. I'm back. I'll back off here.
Yeah.
Understandable. Have a nice day. I'll be back later. That's what he's doing.
Neither team wants to commit anything.
We might.
This could go in for hours, I think. This could happen for hours.
And I'd beg to differ because Kekedot is still consistently looking for an opening themselves. Who is going to break? Somebody has to break here.
And they have to, but I don't think they will. That's the thing. Kekedot's been doing all these things, but he's always been able to get out of it scot-free. Oh, man. What is this game?
This game is...
It's like a game of cat and mouse over and over again.
I'd say this is a game of mouse and mouse. Because nobody's really hunting for
Yeah,
anybody.
nobody's really on the hunt. No one's a cat here. Good point. That's a good point.
It's like it's a battle of mouse and mouse. And you're just looking for cheese. Whoever finds the cheese will win the game, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. And just like what you said, we may be sitting here for hours.
I can feel it. I can feel like this could go in for an hour. Easy. No one dies.
We had the longest game last week between Work and Onyx. We may have the new longest game depending on how Signal will play this entire game.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, because we are, again, heading into a bit of a technical issue. Very unfortunate. It also might be a possibility because they don't want to risk their latency getting in the way of the competition.
That's true.
You know,
the moment that somebody gets high ping, that's detrimental for themselves. But I kind of want to ask the chat here, who do you think will break first? Let us know. Use the hashtag BeLegendary to join in on the conversation on social media so that we can get in touch with you guys as well. But yeah, I'm going to throw that question to you. Who has to break? Who has to make the move to turn the tides?
this should be Aura, but somehow they don't have confidence in their burst. Because it is a jungle Harley. It is a mid-game hero. Late game, the Harley doesn't really do much. I can tell you that from experience. So many Harley games I've seen. Early to mid, it's great, but the moment you hit that level 15 mark, it's just a little difficult to kill people without catching them by surprise.
And catches are crucial. If you can catch them by surprise, if you can physically catch a hero from Signal Ultra, if you're Aura, that's the opening that you need. And we're still pretty patient here in this game. And speaking of which, Signal Aura, I like how they're slightly changing their positioning here. They're backing up Kilowash, hopefully looking for an opening to take down Rhea. And they are obliging the same way in the top lane near the board.
Man, the Pakita really working here for Signal. That's one of the reasons why Kilowash can actually do anything. Pakita's just having a lot of fun.
Yeah, if anything, if Kilowash is the hardest working man in esports, I feel like Rhea is close to that because he's just trying to keep Kilowash at bay. Hey, let me just work on these. Minions for a bit. That's
Kekedot there. Kekedot. Again, I like the confidence of Kekedot. At the same time, he can't keep doing this and expect not to die. So one of these pushes, one of these checks, he's gonna go down. And
he's looking for Greed. Greed's forced to flicker out.
Oh, that is a huge miss. Probably one of the misplays that we're waiting for here.
Oh no, gets the ejection onto Kekedot. Benny Cutie is there. He's hiding in the bush, not letting his presence be unknown in that fight. Blade of Despair being picked up by Rhea as well. To get a little bit more damage. The Winter Truncheon to save himself. And Kekedot will fall down without a doubt. He actually managed to make it out. Immortality will be popped. He's down. That's an opening for Aura.
97 seconds. That's it. Put your phone down. This game's going on.
Unless Signal Ultra manages to defend this incoming push. But with that kill onto Kekedot, this is a free lord for themselves. And we're finally seeing the end.
There goes our 1 hour game.
There goes. And Aura will be able to secure this. Signal Ultra has to make sure that they put up a defense of a
Blue
lifetime.
team has slain the Lord.
I love that the moment I said that, like when I said the Kekelots can't keep doing this forever, he just does fall all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's so funny.
Caster's Curse?
Caster's Curse? That's a thing? That is a thing, right?
It's a big thing. Well, you know what else is a big thing? The Lord, the Luminous Lord, marching towards the mid lane. That is a big thing that we have here in this game that Signal Ultra wants to defend. They don't have any priority over the lane, and they're just waiting until the eventual end that's coming towards them. They'll do what they can. Gets the Abyssal Arrow onto Imba DJ, and there's nothing much that Signal Ultra can do here as Aura secures game number 2. It's taken and snatched away from the hands of Signal Ultra.
32 minutes, and there you go. I think